The scene from Hartford, Connecticut, as the city gets set to host the U.S. women's national team for the sixth time. With Jill Ellis' side looking to continue what's been a remarkable 2016 already this calendar year. The Americans, winners of all 9 matches here in 2016. Their latest test, it's a showdown with Colombia, one of the countries they vanquished on last summer's road to World Cup glory.
Dunn's pass ahead. U.S. on the break. In for Heath. The shot taken is blocked. O'Hara into the middle for Heath. That's blocked as well. Here's Lloyd. Looking to free herself up for that shot. It's a pass instead. Dunn slips in. Dunn for the goal. And the U.S. has a 1-0 lead.
This is just excellent from the United States. Individual effort.
From the far side, it's driven in. And there's his second goal. Allie Long makes it 2-0 U.S.
When you want to make an impression on the coach, Kat, score a goal, that's always a good way to do it, but I like the build-up again.
Cutting ball through! 3-0 if flag stayed down, and it did. Mallory Pugh came slicing through. And things are getting worse with Colombia.
And this is the development of Carly Lloyd's game. She just keeps getting better. Last year, she would have taken a shot here, but instead she sees a brilliant run from Mallory Pugh, perfectly timed. And then Mallory Pugh at such a young age has the class to look up and finish it right where she needs to and right over the goalkeeper's leg.
That's 2 assists for Carly Lloyd, but what I like...
Across Lloyd, goal! 4-0 U.S.
Well, Carly Lloyd had a sharp assist from Mallory Pugh, and she's just returned the favor. She got the ball here on the flank. She ends up with it, kind of a misplay here, but she ends up with the ball. And then watch her beat the last player, and she finds that seam.
And then went down, she's going to get the penalty. And I do believe she did try to stay up. She had split the 2 defenders and wanted to keep going, but was brought down. Strike for a 2-0 lead. Got it off the crossbar and in. She knows she was fortunate with that one. She knows. U.S. with a 2-0 lead.
Who challenged, penalty.
Bringing it back out again. U.S. will she take it? Finds the open player. Tegenberg inside. 4th goal for Crystal Dunn. 8-0 U.S.
Now that's a good goal. That's the goal you want to see. You know you've beaten this team athletically. You know you're superior, but can you beat a team with 1 and 2 touch? And even though they're tired, this is great play. That's unselfish play by Morgan, then by Den, then Ewis, and
un Madrid muy partido. Imagínate que Busquets se gira más rápido, supera a Kroos, no hay nadie por detrás.
El balón adelantado de Kroos, ha cortado Mathieu, viene encarando Mathieu. Se queda con la pelota el ex del Valencia, primera temporada en el Barcelona. Combina Mathieu con Messi, arranca Messi, le pega Messi. Bloco Casillas abajo. En esa nueva llegada del Barcelona lo intentó ahora Leo Messi, la réplica inmediata del Madrid, aunque ha recuperado la pelota Busquets.
Partido de Busquets.
Gains the end line. The cross. Gustafsson spilled it. She's way out of goal. That net's empty. And now it's 3-0. Crystal Gunn has 2 goals. And then went down. She's going to get the penalty. And I do believe she did try to stay up. She had split the 2 defenders and wanted to keep going, but was brought down. Lloyd to strike for a 2-0 lead. Got it off the crossbar in. She knows she was fortunate with that one. She knows. U.S. with a 2-0 lead. Inside, and there's the first one for Lewis. After all those opportunities,
she's so relieved.
10-0 U.S. Her first international goal.
She turns in the pocket, breaks the midfield line, then goes towards the defense, separates the ball into an open space, and bends it around Gustafsson. And look at that smile of relief after a couple failed attempts and possibly a shot that was easier than that to finish. She creates and manufactures her own goal at the end of the game.
That's it. Final whistle. Double figures.
It turns over to Mittag. Fires right-footed and puts Germany in front. Anya Mittag, what a hit!
The reason why you play against Germany and against these teams of top caliber is because if your touch is not perfect, you leave yourself vulnerable and the other team will penalize you for it. And that's exactly what contributed to this goal. Krieger looking to try to create Morgan ran too heavy of a touch, and Mittag, no one actually fully committing themselves to step up despite 3 defenders around him. That's not a bad ball in. That's what they've asked Krieger to do, but that's a bad touch by Brian. Mittag, no one's actually fully committing, even though there are 3 defenders right there. Beats Solo near post. I don't think Solo thought she was going to shoot that from there. I didn't think she was going to shoot that from there.
It forward from Morgan. Around Bartugia. What an absolutely spectacular goal. 2-2 games for Alex Morgan.
You want your goal scorer to have confidence, and she's going to earn a ton from this. Megan Kleinberg picks her head up, realizes there's a gap of space in behind a high German backline. But look at the agility and her ability to control that ball under balance, full speed, have the poise and presence to chip it up over the other center defender coming back in. Great ball. The excellent, magical moment by Alex Morgan, who again, at the end, knows she's going to get pummeled by the goalkeeper shoulder.
Responded with one of the best goals you'll see on the run from Alex Morgan. They're only behind for 6 minutes. Chance to go ahead here. It's Mewis. Shots deflected and slips in. It's a break, but Sam Mewis will take it. Goal number 2 for her. Goal number 2 for the U.S.
If you're Germany right now, you're putting your hands in your head because you had them locked down, but you're dispossessed because you played too slow. And Sam Mewis recognizes she has space. You know, she doesn't take a long preparation touch, but she was benefited by an error by the goalkeeper. On second look, I need to see if it hit a deflection. It did hit a deflection, and Schultz just couldn't get up again and redirect her body, and it goes underneath her. That wasn't a pretty goal, but Sam Mewis, I like that she had the courage.
to England. And Portugal crumbling early.
It's a brilliant start for England. I don't think Serena could have written it better herself.
Down the line to Clinton, to Braun, so teasing ball in and surely a second for Viva Jones. Who's having quite the start at Wembley. She's enjoying herself tonight, England enjoying themselves tonight.
actually getting close to the result of PD versus Toad, as that match appears to be almost done, thanks to PD. Never mind, they just finished. Okay, but I do apologize. I'm still very sick, but at least could talk somewhat better at it, I would say. But yeah, so now we actually got the results. So I guess we'll go through the group stats and the post-match summary. Which, by the way, impressive feat from Team Monty Mole, because they had 22 Mega Strikes and only 2 went in. Now, since we already got the results, we already have the group stats, which, by the way, no one switched positions, is only goal differential, which, by the way, a monumental moment has just happened based on goal differentials, and that is that PD is the first one to have 10 goal differentials in the group, which proves to be unfortunate for Daisy, as Daisy was so close to being the first one. However, she was very unlucky with her match with Peach, because she was actually in the running to actually finish with that kind of score. However, it didn't go to plan. So PD Piranha takes the title as being the first one with 10 goal differentials. Now on Friday will be the point where we actually do go to the 5th round of this group stage, and we'll start going in the later half of this group stage as well. We'll start determining who's making it to the tournament and who's not. And so far, for some of these groups, it's a close race. Other groups, it's actually pretty obvious who's making it in. So be sure to come back Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch Group A go through the 5th round of this group stage.